Hi and welcome to the channel of Silver Whips. Today I will wash my whips. The whips are quite dirty, so it's slowly time to wash them, especially the foal and the handle. So as I had a lot of questions how to wash the whips, and honestly I never could answer because when they got too dirty I just changed the whips. That's one of the advantage of being a whip maker, I guess. So I never knew how to answer properly the question. I've heard that we can wash them with soap and water, and that's what I'm gonna try today. So I have a bottle of dishwashing soap, a little brush, a big brush, and a bucket of hot water. It's not like hot, but it's warm water. I'm probably gonna go with the big brush first because I think we can all be happy to save some time not having to go with the little brush, so I'm gonna see how it goes with the big brush. So here we go. I'm gonna start with the foal. I will start by removing the cracker because there is no point in having it dip into the water. It's still good. I will simply dip the whip into the water until the knot and just weten the brush and just put some soap on it. We've been very lucky because the last days have been really sunny, and it's gonna be like that until probably definitely one more week, and it's very hot. So that's why I'm gonna take the advantage now to do that while it's very hot and very sunny, because the whips have to dry really good before to be used again and before to be coiled. Oh, I think I can definitely see the difference already. I've heard that some people just actually put them in the wash machine, thing that I wouldn't necessarily recommend because it will put unnecessary strain on the transition here, and it might break or just bend too abruptly. So I wouldn't recommend that. But actually this technique seems to be going pretty good. So if you have some shows in the next days, make sure that they are really dry before you use them again and before you store them. Oh yeah, I think we can see the difference. After, I would recommend maybe to ask your maker what is inside the whip. And also I want to mention that these whips are not waxed, so there might be a difference if the whips are waxed or not, because I've heard that actually wax is making them a little bit waterproof, so I'm not quite sure, but it wears off after a while. But again, before, if I haven't tested it, I'm not really good to speak about it, so I can't really tell. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I did know the tongue of the whip, and that looks much better than before. I will now make the handle. I don't think that I will dip the whole handle, but I will put it on top like this and just brush here the knot and then just rinse it. There is a little bit of soap remaining. I wonder if I will not maybe empty the water once and then fill up again, even though I think a little bit of soap won't hurt. But oh yeah, for sure we can see the difference. I don't need to make the end knot because it's black anyway, so we won't see the difference if it's cleaner or not. So I will just do like this, and instead of putting the whole handle in the water, what I will do is just putting a little bit of water on it, like that. Yeah. And here it's a little bit dirty still. The good thing I think with the soap for the dishes is that usually they have a good power to degrease the stuff. Alright, well, that looks really pretty good. In any case, much better than before. I think that we can still have it better, the result. I think I could go more over the fold and the twist and the end of the plating with 4 strand, but I don't want to exaggerate with the brush because yeah, probably it's still not damaging it a little bit, so I won't do more than that. And the fold could be changed anyway if I want a greener fold, so I think I'm good with that. When I see the color of the water, for sure it did something. So for sure it became more green. The little bit annoying is to take the fold like this and the plating with 4 strands, and I take it in the hand, but I don't want to put it on the table because the table is actually not clean now. But ideally you want to have something to put it on and then be able to brush like this without that it brush your hands. But it's also not bad because like this it avoids that you go too strong, because your hands is also under it and you feel when you brush, so you don't want to go too strong because you can feel it. The fold anyway, like I said, we can change it, so I wouldn't spend too much time on it because it's a part which receives a lot of heat from the whip when it goes on the ground and when it does targeting. It's a place that will get quite a lot of strain, and we don't want to fragilize it even more, so I wouldn't go too much over the fold. Anyway, that's also the part that goes really fast and the people don't see it that much, or even when it's on picture, like. But it's also one of the parts which gets the dirtiest because it goes on the floor. As soon as you will start to brush, normally you should see the difference of color, and it comes really more nice. Now I will see when they will dry what that will change. Will it become more rigid, or will they become more soft, or will it won't change anything? So that's gonna be new for me, and that's gonna be interesting to see what happens. There was a friend who did wash it, and the mistake that I made is that under the knot he had a white whip, and of course white whip gets easily dirty. And there was one thing that I learned, because under the knob in the end here I put some leather, and when he washed the knob, I don't know if all leather act like this, but it was black leather under a white knot. And what happened is that with the water, it changed the color of the white knot, so the black of the leather down came on the knot which was white, and I had to redo the knot afterward. because it was black a little bit there, and that was nice. So now I learned, and when it's a white whip, I will put white leather so that if it gets washed, it is not a problem and it won't become black. Alright, so it's not bad. I feel like I could do it a little bit more there by the end. It could come a little bit greener, but I don't want to exaggerate too much, not to fragilize the whip too much. So I'm just gonna hold this and do the handle, and then we're gonna put them to dry. Yeah, we can see that the water is pretty dirty. So yeah, there was a need of washing, definitely. So this is how I put them to dry. I made a knot here and put them suspended so that they can dry and drip on the floor. And now that they finished to drip, I will probably put them in the shadow that they can. There's still gonna be wind, but maybe not fully in the sun, and see how they are. It's been 3 days and I now waited that the whips dry for. I put them 2 days outside, not in the sun, and also I took them out in the night so that they don't take the humidity, so we can see they become really much more green. I'm very happy with the result. At the first I thought that they came a little bit more rigid, and I thought will it be a problem or not, but actually it was not a problem. I used them yesterday for the show, and so I let them dry 2 days straight hanging, and then the third day I put them straight on the floor, on the carpet. Actually they were dry already, but just to make sure I let them one more day inside. I didn't feel like suspending them in any way. It was rainy, so that's why I let them on the carpet. And then I just melted here the end that was out. It was starting to come a little thread out of that, so I just remade that with the lighter, quickly put the cracker, and everything is fine. I tested them yesterday and looks good. Super. So I'm happy about this method, and I'm happy to be able to give you tips as well, how to wash the whips. I hope it's helpful.